Have you ever felt it? That quiet, crushing feeling that laziness, fear, and other people's opinions are eating away at your potential every single day? You know there's something powerful inside you. You can feel it. But somehow, day after day, you keep losing to your own weakness. And that loss is the most painful kind because it happens in silence, where no one else can see it. In 2026, staying mentally strong is the hardest thing a man can do. The noise never stops, the pressure never lets up. But thousands of years ago, a Roman emperor and a man born into slavery discovered 3 hidden laws that could take any broken, defeated man and rebuild him into something completely unshakable. And those laws work just as powerfully today as they did then. These are called the 3 Stoic Laws, and I want to be very clear with you right now. These are not motivational quotes. They are not feel-good advice. They will not just calm your anxiety. If you actually apply them, they will take your confidence and your mental clarity to a level where no circumstance, no failure, no opinion from the outside world will ever be able to knock you off your foundation again. Do you know why 99% of men never actually reach what they are capable of? It is not because they are lazy. It is not because they are unlucky. It is because they spend their energy, their most valuable resource, on things that are completely outside their control. And the second law we are going to cover today will show you exactly where you have been bleeding that energy without even realizing it. Stay with me for that one. It might be the thing that changes everything. This is your real shot at destroying weakness for good and building a mindset that nothing in this world can break. Let us go straight into the 3 Stoic Laws, the ones that will change the direction of your life from this moment forward. And if you are new here, hit subscribe right now. This channel, Stoic 95, exists for men who are serious about becoming the strongest version of themselves. Now let's get into it. Law number 1. Conquer your mind, or your mind will conquer you. Marcus Aurelius wrote this not for the public, not for followers or recognition, but in his own private journal, for himself alone. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Now think about that slowly, because most men get it completely backwards their entire lives. They spend years trying to control outcomes, control people, control how they are perceived, and they wonder why they feel so exhausted, so stuck, so defeated. The answer is always the same. They have been fighting the wrong enemy. Here is the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Your mind right now, in 2026, is under constant attack. Before you have touched your coffee in the morning, before your feet hit the floor, your attention is already being hunted. By apps engineered by billion-dollar companies, by news designed to trigger your fear response, by social media built to make you feel like you are falling behind. You are in a war, and the battlefield is inside your head. The Stoics knew this, and they had a weapon for it. They called it the morning ritual, a deliberate act of mental defense practiced every single day before the world could corrupt your thinking. Here is how you use it starting tomorrow. The first 30 minutes of your morning are sacred. You do not touch your phone. You do not check messages. You do not open social media. Instead, you feed your mind with 3 things: truth, wisdom, and one skill that makes you harder to defeat. Read a few pages of philosophy. Study one idea and ask yourself how you would apply it before noon. Work on something that builds you. 30 minutes, that's the entire cost. But done consistently, it rewires the operating system of how you think and how you respond to pressure. Now here's where the real shift happens, and this is the part most men miss completely. You cannot change your actions long-term without first changing your identity. Epictetus was born a slave. He had no rights, no freedom, no future, at least not by anyone else's definition. Yet he became the most quoted philosopher in all of recorded history. Why? Because he made a decision about who he was before his circumstances gave him any reason to. He did not say, "I want to be free." He decided in the deepest part of himself that he already was a free man. And from that one decision, everything followed. So stop saying, "I want to be more disciplined," or "I want to be more focused." Start asking, what does a disciplined man do right now, in this moment? What does a focused man choose when he is tired? That question forces your brain to act from identity instead of impulse. And identity-level change is the only kind that actually sticks. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one honest question. Did my mind serve me today, or did it work against me? No judgment, just awareness. Because the man who examines his own thinking every single day is the man who, quietly and steadily, takes complete control of his life. Law number 2. Stop wasting your energy on what you cannot control. And this is the one I told you about at the start. The one that explains why 99% of men never reach what they are truly capable of. Once you understand this law, not just in your head, but in your gut, it will feel like someone finally lifted a weight off your chest that you did not even know you had been carrying. Let me tell you about a man named Daniel, 41 years old. Good job, decent income, a family that loved him. From the outside, his life looked completely fine. But inside, Daniel was exhausted in a way that sleep never fixed. He worried constantly about whether his boss respected him, about what his neighbors thought of his car, about whether his old friends from college had done more with their lives than he had. He lay awake at 2 in the morning running arguments in his head with people who were fast asleep. He replayed conversations from years ago, rewriting what he should have said. He spent his mental energy, his best, sharpest, most valuable energy, on a list of things he had absolutely zero control over. And slowly, steadily, it hollowed him out. Does any part of that sound familiar? Epictetus taught the law of the dichotomy of control as the foundation of everything else. He said there are things within our power and things outside our power. Within our power, our opinions, our intentions, our choices, our responses, our effort. Outside our power, everything else. What people think of you, whether the economy cooperates, whether you get the promotion, whether someone you love chooses to stay. Most men spend the majority of their mental life on the second list, the list they have zero control over. And that is where your power is being silently drained every single day. Here is the practice. Every time you feel tension, worry, or frustration rising, stop and ask one question. Is this inside my control or outside it? If it is inside your control, put everything you have into it. If it is outside your control, release it completely. Not because it doesn't matter, but because worrying about it changes nothing except draining you of the energy you need for the things you can actually change. Seneca said that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of what you fear never happens. And the things that do happen, you handle them. You always have. Daniel started practicing this one question every morning. Within 3 weeks, his wife noticed he was sleeping better. Within 2 months, his performance at work improved, not because his circumstances changed, but because he had stopped bleeding energy on things he never had power over in the first place. The same energy that used to fuel his anxiety started fueling his focus. He became sharper, calmer, more present, not because life got easier, but because he finally stopped fighting battles he had no business fighting. That is available to you, right now, today. Law number 3. Build the inner fortress that nothing can break. This is the law that ties everything together. And it is the one that separates men who read about Stoicism from men who actually live it. Your inner world must become a fortress. Not a wall that shuts everything out, a fortress strong enough to withstand anything the outside world throws at it, while still being open enough to feel, to connect, and to love without fear. Marcus Aurelius lost children. He was betrayed by men he trusted with his life. He governed through a plague that killed millions and wars that seemed like they would never end. And through all of it, he kept returning in his journal to what he called his ruling faculty, the rational, principled core of a man that, if properly maintained, cannot be destroyed by anything external. He called it the inner citadel. He went back to it every single morning, not through dramatic gestures, but through small, deliberate acts of self-mastery. A moment of reflection, a conscious choice, a refusal to react before he had thought. Building your inner fortress starts with what you allow in. Every voice you listen to, every piece of content you consume, every opinion you let settle in your mind is either strengthening that fortress or weakening it. Most men in 2026 are voluntarily handing over the keys to their inner world every single day, to algorithms, to toxic relationships, to their own unexamined habits. And then they wonder why they feel unstable, reactive, and lost. The fortress does not get built by accident. It gets built by intention. Here is what that looks like in practice. You become deliberate about your environment. You audit the voices in your life, who you spend time with, what you watch, what you read, what conversations you choose to engage in. You start choosing intentionally the inputs that sharpen you over the ones that numb you. You practice what the Stoics called negative visualization, briefly imagining the loss of the things you value, not to live in fear, but to cultivate real gratitude for what you already have. Because a man who is genuinely grateful for what he has is a man who cannot be easily manipulated by the world's constant attempt to make him feel like he is not enough. And the deepest layer of this fortress, the foundation beneath everything else, is purpose. Not a goal, not a target on a vision board, a purpose. A reason that is larger than your comfort, larger than your mood on any given day, larger than what the people around you think you should do with your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote about sympathia, the invisible thread that connects every human being to every other. He believed that a man without a sense of service and contribution is a man without direction. So ask yourself honestly, when do you feel most alive? When do you feel most like yourself, most like you are exactly where you are supposed to be? Whatever that answer is, that is where your purpose is buried. Start building toward it today. Not when things get easier, not when the timing is perfect, now. Because purpose is not waiting for you around some future corner. It is built, one deliberate choice at a time, in the exact moments when it would be easiest to do nothing.
3 laws. That is it. Conquer your mind, or it will conquer you. Stop bleeding your energy on what you cannot control, and build an inner fortress that no storm in your life can bring down. These are not theories. These are battle-tested principles that men used to survive slavery, empire, exile, plague, and personal devastation, and still rise, still lead, still choose every single morning to become better than they were the day before. You are not here to drift. You are not here to play it safe and spend your best years managing your fears instead of building the life you actually want. You are here to wake up, fully, completely, without apology. And that waking up does not start with a big dramatic moment. It starts with one decision today. One morning where you protect the first 30 minutes like your mind depends on it, because it does. One moment where you catch yourself worrying about something you cannot control and you choose deliberately to let it go. One quiet act of service that reminds your heart why you are doing any of this in the first place. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below right now. Which of these 3 laws hit you the hardest? Law 1, Law 2, or Law 3? Your answer matters, and it might be exactly what the next person reading the comments needs to see today. If this video added something real to your life, share it with one man, just one, who you think needs to hear this. That is how this kind of message actually travels. And if you have not subscribed yet, do it right now. Stoic 95 drops new content every week, built for men who refuse to stay stuck. We will see you in the next one. Stay sharp.